Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the shop that I've set up here in my garage. I know the last video I made was of the shop over at my father-in-law's, but I've needed a place closer to home that I can work out of. And so that's the reason why I've set up this shop in my garage. I've been working out of this garage for about 6 months now, and I wanted to make this video to be able to compare some of the changes that will happen in the future as this shop kind of progresses over time. Let me take a quick moment and ask you to hit that subscribe button below. I'd really like to get some more interaction from people in the YouTube community. So the shop here measures about 18 by 26. It's a little bit deeper of a garage because of this little bump out in the back, but it's a conventional 2-car garage. Up front, I have a SawStop table saw that I was able to find a really great deal on Craigslist. A guy who decided he didn't really want to be doing any woodworking, decided to get rid of it. It came with a 1.75 horsepower motor in it and set up for 120 volt power. But for some reason, the arbor belt got stretched or got worn out somehow and was really loose. So I ended up replacing the arbor belt, and at the same time, I decided to upgrade the motor to a 3 horsepower motor and 220 volt power. So I've made that upgrade to this table saw and have loved having the extra power. So something also that I've done with this table saw is I've installed this Incra system, this Incra table saw fence system, and I've loved it. I've never had really any experience with it prior to this, and kind of made a leap of faith after doing some research and some reviewing of what other people thought of it as well, and I have loved it. It's been so nice to be able to make repetitive cuts or not necessarily have to take a tape measure and fiddle with the fence at all. I can set it to 3 inches, or I can set it to 5 inches, or whatever my dimension might be, and know that that cut is going to be that exact dimension. So I've loved this system and have no regrets whatsoever installing this system. And then also on the right side of the table saw, I have the Incra / Woodpecker router lift system in the right side of the table. I love it. I've got the Incra router fence that attaches to the table saw fence. It's a great system. It's super simple and easy to set up and throw on whenever I need to use the router, which isn't all that often. And if I am, I've got a good process of, like with making doors, I can rip and cut all my stuff on the table saw and then move over to the router table to then cut in my grooves for my styles and my style rails and styles. So anyways, it's a great system, and for the small footprint that I have here in the shop, this makes great sense. All right, guys, so for my joiner and planer, I have decided to go with this 16-inch Scorpion combo machine. It has been a dream. Granted, it is quite a pricey purchase, but for relative comparison, it's really not that expensive. I know Jay Bates made a big comparison between his joiner planer combo machine versus 2 separate machines with the same capacity and cut quality. One of these machines is amazing, and especially for someone who might have an hindrance on floor space, this is a great option. And then the guys over at CWI in buying this machine were just absolutely incredible. I get no kickback. They didn't ask me to say anything about them, but I like to recognize good customer service when I get good customer service. So anyways, this machine is a beaut. I love it and have had no issues whatsoever. Okay, so in this front corner, I've got my shop vac system. I've got two of the rigid Pro Vacs, I think is what they're called, encased in this box. Granted, it's OSB, but I do have some sound acoustical foam boards inside there, and it really cuts down on the noise that those two shop vacs make when they're running at the same time. And then I have them combined through this little Y connector down into a mini dust deputy. And then I also have this reel of hose that's got about 30, 35 feet of hoses that I've just kind of compiled. All of these hoses have come from either a sale on Rockler or Craigslist. So you can, in my area at least, you can find these shop vac hoses from people who do carpet cleaning, and you can find them for relatively cheap compared to what Home Depot or one of the big box stores will charge you. So anyways, this is really great. This will extend to any corner of the garage and then also out this garage door to our vehicles, so we can vacuum them out whenever they need a cleaning. Okay, so moving along down the wall, I've got my miter saw station here, and I've made quite a few tweaks and changes to the shop, and this has been one area that's seen the majority of those tweaks and changes. I'll go ahead and throw up a couple snapshots of what this miter saw station used to look like, and I really disliked the organization that I first set up when I moved into this space. At the time, I was just looking for a storage solution that I could make really fast. There wasn't a whole lot of design efficiency built into that system, and now that I've changed it up, I've given myself, I've freed up about 12 square feet of floor space and haven't really lost a whole lot of storage space. So anyways, I really like how I've got this set up. All of my drawers are set up to accept any, or they're optimized for different size sustainers and hardware organizers. And so it's really nice. Then I have this one stack of drawers here right next to the miter saw. The miter saw I have is the 12-inch flex volt system. I really love it because I do quite a few installs outside of the shop, and being able to take this and just set it on the back of the truck versus trying to find an outlet at a customer's home, this machine makes it really simple and really easy, and the batteries will last several days. So along this back wall is this little cutout in the garage. It adds about 12 square feet to the floor space, and it's really nice. I've got my bandsaw and drum sander that just kind of tuck back into this corner and allow me a lot more space back behind the assembly table. And whenever I'm in need to use these machines, they're easily able to pull out into this area and use them, and then they can be tucked back in. And then I've got a dust collection run that comes down and can swap back and forth between these two machines. All right, and then one of the next best things that I love about this space is back behind this man door, I've got about a 9 by 11 foot shed that I've built that houses the dust collector and air compressor, and then also it's got a sheet goods storage area along with all my hardwoods and a bunch of other storage. So even all of my yard tools and everything, they don't have to be stored here in the garage, which is nice. I've got some clamp storage over in this corner as well. And so I also have the dust collection hose or pipe coming through the wall here out from the shed. And it just makes such a big difference with noise and also the space. I've saved myself about 6 to 9 feet of floor space by having the dust collector in the shed. And then also the noise reduction inside the shop is amazing. Okay guys, so in this back corner, you can see this red pipe coming through the wall. That is the compressed air from the compressor that's out in the shed. And I've got this system that allows you to have tees and different drops. And so I've got 3 different drops throughout the shop. One that kind of tees right here and goes down just on the right side of the miter saw station. And then one that continues on and is actually in the ceiling where I connect my spray hose or my hose for my spray gun to. And then I also have one that trails to the front of the shop over by the hose reel. And that just makes it really nice to have areas where I can plug in a hose, spray anything off if it's dusty or if I'm trying to clean up. And then also the front outlet, I really like to be able to pump up the tires for bicycles or the vehicles. So, and then over in this back corner of the shop is the man door into the house. And then I've made this French cleat system and I've really liked it. I would love to be able to get rid of these personal items that aren't necessarily part of the shop out of here, but when you're in your garage, you kind of have to save some space for personal things that don't have a place inside the home. So we do have some things from the house, but it is nice that I'm able to hang them on the wall. And then I do have some more clamp storage along this back wall and back corner. Okay, so on this opposing wall of the miter saw station, I've built these cabinets out of MDF, and this is essentially where all of the home decor and all of my wife's things go to be organized. And so they're just full of organized bins. And then I've also tried to make as best use of the outside of this area as somewhat of a tool wall. This is a work in progress, and so I hope to get a lot more of my hand tools over onto this wall or these doors of these cabinets. But so far, I've really liked this setup, and it also keeps all of the bins, the organized bins, clean and dustless. So that's really nice as well. Okay, and then making full circle around the shop, here in the center behind the table saw, I have my outfeed / assembly table. This is Johnny Brooks over at Crafted Workshop. This is his design, and I have absolutely loved the storage in this table. The only struggle or complaint that I have is I'm not able, I don't know if it's the casters that I bought for them, but they've almost all busted, and I think it's due to the amount of weight that this is made out of, or that this has. And so I am thinking that this might be one of my next projects where I make it a little bit bigger, incorporate some of the same storage capacities and efficiencies in this table, yet I would like to get a full 4x8 sheet and then maybe even some dog holes built into this, or somewhat of an MFT style table. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around and watching this video. I'm really excited to have you along on this journey in 2020. I look forward to posting videos more frequently and being more involved in the YouTube community. So please hit that subscribe button and like this video. And until next time, that's a wrap.